Hey guys, Father Time here. What can I get you to drink? Just a little quickie. I gotta fly, so I can't join you, unfortunately. But we're here at the Novotel Hotel at Christchurch, New Zealand. Whoa! Go to the lobby. Nice. Very nice. Take a look around the airport here. Pretty cool, huh? Right in the parking garage. I love it. Let's head in here. We're heading down to Queenstown. All right, gate 28. Get a little fatter here. I did buy the Orbix Christchurch thing for you guys today. Scenery pack, just for y'all. I've got Beyond ATC running with premium voices, air traffic on. Look at this great program here. And we are flying Air New Zealand Flight 659 using Beyond ATC on my favorite flight for my New Zealand friends to test out any airplane. And the reason is, it is got a very challenging, especially with a wide body like this, approach into the tower is active here. Let's go up here and take a look at these fellas. RNAV approach. So it's a real good test. So those of you who follow me, hey, don't forget to subscribe if you wouldn't mind. Hi fellas, Father Time here, just show my friends around. Just coming from the hotel. Gonna fly to Queenstown. God, I'm corny. Yeah, anyway, retired American Airlines captain. That's what I was flying at the end. Last couple thousand hours. 777. People are boarded for whatever reason. The jet bridge is hanging out in midair there. Let's go. So we got the scenery pack from Orbitz. We got Beyond ATC running. PMDG revision 2004-03. Today is May 11th. This came out yesterday, May 10th. Supposedly an improvement on the sound. So take a look around. APU sounds good anyway, huh? Texas, it is a brand new 777-200, or at least it just came out of the paint shop. Some of you guys don't like that. You like it dirty. You like it dirty. But anyway, I think it's fantastic. We'll take the sound. See, a lot of you guys wanted the thumping going down the runway. I understand. We'll probably get that. We'll see. Let's go inside and get this thing fired up. We'll first of all get GSX going here. Been a long time since I used Beyond ATC. Prepare for pushback and departure. Let them get whacking around in there. Whack-a-mole. Let's go in here. We're going to come in, cockpit safety inspection. Fuel levers are cut off. Throttle's idle. Reverse levers down. Flap levers up. Speed brake levers down. Gear handle is down. And look to the overhead. Wipers are off. Hydraulic panels, everything is off. Go to the overhead. Make sure that the battery's on. Yep, APU is running. APU air is on as well. Turn on the ATIRU. Let's get cranking, and the nav lights are on. They should have been on. Let's get everyone seated there. Let's go here. FMC database today, as I mentioned, is May 11th. This is May 15th will be the final date, May 25. Get this up here. I'll take you through the whole thing, guys.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Still booting up. So NZ for New Zealand, Christchurch, CH going to NZQN. There we go. Just like the real airplane. Route, request route. And we got to go to the EFB and get that fired up. Excuse me, guys. Electronic flight bag, request data, come on board. Thank you very much. Departure. We're going off runway 2. That all looks good. We'll take a look at the weather here. ATIS. Does it have ATIS out? Nope. Just a METAR. Looks good. Charts look good. Taxi. There we are. Going to push back. And nose to the right. Taxi out to runway 2. Let me close that share. Absolutely, fellas. Let me see here. Get you fired up. Ground operations. I know. I did all the maintenance on here. It's only my 3rd flight on this. I love it. Door management. Let's close all. close all doors. It's closing. And ground services, release all vehicles. Looks like they're buckling up. Is that door shutting? No. Let's go back in here. Door management. Close. Closing. There we go. And let's arm all these bad boys. They're armed. All right, looks like we're all buckled up out there. Let's get start here, return. Now we can go route request, and there we go. That's our little fella. Set the payload, set the fuel, select the route. Route is requesting. Okay, let's go to the overhead, knock some of that out. Vertical columns. Not going to do a full pre-flight, guys. I have 48 videos between P3D and PMDG on Microsoft 2020, and now this. We're not going to turn these on yet. I have lights around. Not going to do any fire tests. Pressurization. Air is blowing back there. Got our people cooled off. Come up here. We'll see what they give us. The SID that we're planned on is the Muck V1 Papa to Guppet. Muck V1 Papa to Guppet. Muck V1 Papa to Guppet. V1 Papa to Guppet. Transition altitude is 13,000 feet. And we'll see what we get. Initial climb. Okay, good. Let's go in here again. Down to the box. Load. Give it time to upload. Then we'll check it. And it is runway 02. Load is updating. So cool. It's beyond ATC. It's very cool. Activate. Execute. Legs. Route data. Load the winds. Go to BNAV. Go to climb. Descent rather. Forecast. Load those big boys. Here we go. Legs. And review again. We've got the Muck V1 Papa and the LRAV 4 Alpha. And then LRAV 4 Alpha, RNAV, Foxtrot 05, Ababu. What do you think? Looks good. And then accept. So if you wait, do these. How we doing? Doing pretty good. Let's go to the EFB. Knock that out. Performance tool, Christchurch, runway 2, import from operator site plan, aircraft import, packs off, import weather, hello, calculate, flaps 5, I wish you could send it to the aircraft from here, flaps 5, EPR 1.3, TO2 and 48, 48, TO2, takeoff, flaps 5, double click the CG, bring it on board, go to the overhead, what a memory, 136, 136. And then we'll get it beyond ATC going, see if I can remember how to do it. 186, and the runway heading is initial climb 016. I don't have any Stream Deck or anything hooked up at home, guys. I'm just going to do it all raw dogging it. Here we go. Put 5,000 here. That seems to be a favorite. 13,000 transition. Turn on the flight directors. Flight directors on. Set the altimeters. B. That all looks good. I don't like that right there. Somehow I've been getting that iPad to move around on me. I don't know what I'm doing. You guys, you'll tell me in the comments. Yeah, please comment, help me out, do whatever you want to do. Just be polite. I'm one guy, just weird dude. But most everyone is fantastic. So runway 2, Ovlum above 2, ISGAN, max 210, ISGAN 10, oh, that's not in there. 210, and we'll put above 10. So let's put that in. 210 and 100 or above. Let's do that. I think that's good. That's why you double check this thing, right? And then Mukov, Danvu, Mukov, kaput. Oh, let me see that one. That's not right. That ain't right, Pa. Mukov, kaput. All right, let's move this up. Execute it, LRUV, and the arrival. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Legs over here, takeoff here. Go to RTO. Let's get the checklist going. Oxygen, flight instruments, parking brake, nope. Item override. Normal checklist. Flight deck doors closed and secured. MCP, we just did that. Takeoff CDU, we did all that. Trim, we got to get that set. It's going to be 6.25, and right now it's saying 4.0, so it's going to be 6.25 when we get it. So let's get beyond ATC cranking here. Close that out. Frequency doesn't exist. There we are, park there taxi diagram, which I absolutely love. ATIS. Generating speech. Maybe it'll be in New Zealand.
Airport information, Sierra 10000.
Landing and departing runway
1025 at 14. Visibility 6.
Transition
Sky
level
condition
1,
few clouds at 10,000 feet temperature.
Don't know what that is.
Advise on initial contact. You have information. Romeo.
QNH 102600.
Romeo.
ILS runway 02 and visual
Christchurch
runway
Airport
2L in use.
information. Romeo
Landing and departing
0128
runway
Zulu. Wind
02 and runway
025 at
2L.
11.
VFR.
Visibility.
Let's be done with that. See if I can do this with the radio. All right, hey, want to pick our co-pilot? Let's see. We need to get somebody with an accent, don't we? Crew, premier, controller voice, traffic voice. Who's our little fella going to be? Stephanie, nah. UK flight sim, English. Any got any New Zealand people here? No, how about a UK male? Voice sample.
Auto respond character UK male. Climb to flight level 150, Speedbird 259er.
All right, that sounds good. Choose that person.
New Zealand 659 Heavy IFR to Queenstown Airport.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, Christchurch delivery, expect runway 02, Mukvo 1 Papa departure, Guput transition. Squawk 1660.
Mukvo 1 Papa departure, Guput transition. Squawk 1660, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 121.9er when ready, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
There we go, 129.
All aircraft be advised information. Sierra now current. QNH 1025.
1025. All right, 1025 set. Everything's good. All right, let's go back to checklist here. It's gonna be fun, guys. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it. Taxi takeoff briefing. When I can do that, beacon, let's go to the overhead, knock out some of this stuff, turn on the hydraulic pumps, do my flow. They're on. Turn on all 4 pumps. Center tank is empty. Turn on the beacon. Looks good. And let's go to GSX. Get the pushback, getting ready. Okay. Let's request pushback with beyond ATC.
New Zealand 659 Heavy at gate 28, request pushback.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, Christchurch ground, pushback approved, face southwest.
Pushback approved, face southwest, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
Nose to the right, guys. Nose to the right. Take a look outside. Nose right. Here we go. Is that true? Is that true? Yeah, nose right. There we go.
Release packet parking brakes, please.
Trying.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
All right, let's go to the overhead. We'll take a look outside here. The ultimate test, the New Zealand test. Right there, good. And we've got Rolls Royces on here, so we can start both at once. Go to engine. And want it to start. Let's go outside and let Bob start for it. Listen to the engine start. I love this stuff, man. Is a hum. Hear that? Very realistic. Some guy told me I was a grandpa and that I should leave the sound judgment to someone else, but I have a headset on. Too cool. My hearing's as good as anyone. I just adjust the volume. But I am a grandpa. 6 times I'm a grandpa. Going on 7. That's the way we're going down there. Yes, this is the Orbix scenery pack for Christchurch. The Queenstown one, I dropped it. It's only the 2020. I dropped it into my folder for 2024. I'm going to see if it works when we get down there. Might have messed things up, so probably not the best idea I ever had with him. Let's see how the start went. How'd it go, Bobby, over there? Good. Pretty cool getting the New Zealand accents there. Beautiful pushback. Beautiful. It's pretty realistic, guys. Now, they have put in, with this revision, again, this is 2004-03, I think it is. And it's 11 May. They did put in the thumper bump that everyone wanted going down the taxiways and runway. I tested it actually last revision, which came out a couple of days before that. I noticed it was in there as well. So, anyway, we'll be VNAV LNAV on departure here, so I can arm that now. VNAV LNAV's armed. All right, long push. It's Mother's Day, guys. Any of you who are mothers, happy Mother's Day. Thank you for being a mother. Couldn't have been here without you.
Please set parking brakes.
We're going to go over my daughter-in-law's house and my son's wife's house.
Waiting your confirmation
his
for a
house.
good engine start.
Yeah, you guys can go. Thank you. That was a very nice push. Thank you so much.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
All right, and then we're going to go to the flight control page. Let's get that trim set while don't want to be moving any flaps while they're down there. And the box 6.25. Always good to see that the stab trim is working. Slow. 6.25 is set.
Unlocking gear.
Let's watch him disconnect. I don't care who you are. This is so cool.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
It's like the real thing.
Left is clear, right is clear.
And we're going to need you up front, brother, for the salute. All right, they said left and right is clear, so now I feel comfortable lowering the flaps to 5. Let's watch that. There he goes. Flaps 5. Let's go outside and watch him come down.
Jetstar 231, gate 31, taxi via Alpha 4, Alpha 15.
You can actually hear him coming down. That's fantastic.
Gate 31 via Alpha 4, Alpha 15, Jetstar 231.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, I flashed my light at him. Not really. Be careful. Be careful. Jetstar. Jetstar. All right. All right. Jetstar's in a big old hurry. Let's put on the taxi lights. We're going to get going here. Let's go here, call up the checklist, make sure we did everything right. Nope, we didn't, because we have to do recall. Nothing. APU's cooling down, parking brake, auto brake, RTO doors, passenger signs, all good. Flight controls we'll do here right now. Checklist complete, flaps are 5. So that's all good. Let's go here. Flight controls. Make sure our rudders are working. And guess what? I'll be right back. All right, there we go. I had to plug my rudders in. Sometimes they don't reset. Man, when I first boot the computer, I usually remember to hit the boot button on the computer, then go reset the rudders. For whatever reason, they're plugged into the back of my Boeing yoke. They're pendulum rudders, and they don't always come on. All right, I do believe we're ready. So let's get beyond ATC. Request taxi.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, taxi for departure.
I love it.
New Zealand 659, heavy runway 02 taxi via Alpha, hold short runway 11.
Runway 02 taxi via Alpha, hold short runway 11, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
Look at this, guys. Look at this. How's that? I love it. I like to put this over here when I do this, so I can watch it. All right, here we go. Clear left and right. Here we go. Hold short of 11. All right, weights, winds, and temperatures are updated. You got stab trim is set. Flaps are 5. MCP is runway heading LNAV, VNAV, climbing to. Oh, you know what? I didn't set the correct altitude, did I? You guys weren't going to tell me. You knew that. They have just a departure. I don't remember them giving us an altitude. Let me take a look at that departure. They didn't give us an altitude. I'm looking at the SID. So the altitude must be on the SID. That's kind of a major mess up. So SID. ATC requirement, category C and D aircraft, 150, minimum 150. Okay, and I would have complied, no problem. Transition altitude doesn't really have an altitude on here, does it? 4,600. No, there's a good reason I didn't know. We'll see what they say for an altitude. Let me get going. But for now, we have 5,000 in the field elevation here. Yeah, we got around, let's see here, over the approach, ILS, 123 is pretty much sea level. And I'm going to set in data here, airport, traffic. Okay, weights, winds, and temperatures are checked. MCP and radios are set. Register control panel set. Stab trim 6.5, 6.5 to set. Flaps. TPS propulsor 5. Candles 5. Gauges 5. Simple takeoff. All right, here's runway 1. We got to hold short of that.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, waiting to cross 11.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, cross runway 11 at Alpha 11. Continue taxi via Alpha, Alpha 7.
Cross runway 11 at Alpha 11. Continue taxi via Alpha, Alpha 7, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
And there's a new taxi diagram. Clear to cross, clear left and right.
New Zealand 785, Mike, ramp 9 a taxi via Alpha 4, Alpha, Alpha 5, Foxtrot.
See if we can get some bumping around
Ramp
here.
9 via Alpha 4, Alpha, Alpha 5, Foxtrot, New Zealand 785, Mike.
I know you guys like that. Let's see if we can get some taxiway bumping. It was in last revision. Okay, there we go. You can hear it. I'm just going to go fast as you can hear it. You guys hear that? Yeah. All the way to the end. Flight attendants prepare for takeoff. They're chimed. I know I'm going fast, guys. I'm going to get strobes and lights on. Just getting ready for takeoff here. We'll even put the logos on just to have some fun.
New Zealand 659 Heavy. Contact Christchurch Tower 118, decimal 4.
Contact Tower 118 decimal 4, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
Go here.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, holding short, runway 02.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, runway 02, line up and wait.
Runway 02, line up and wait, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
All right, line up and wait. Weights, winds, and temperatures check. We've got the runway heading is set. And LNAV, BNAV, if we have to abort, we'll go to 3,000 feet, come in for left base for this runway. Any questions? Nope, no questions. Line up and wait. Final is clear. Checklist complete. LNAV, BNAV, easy. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. What if you can request altitude change? Because right now, I don't know what altitude we're going to. And I'm not sure on Beyond ATC how to do that. Let me see this.
Christchurch Tower, New Zealand 359 Mike, ILS runway 02.
New Zealand 359, Mike Christchurch Tower, continue.
Roger, New Zealand 359 Mike.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, Christchurch Tower, wind 0 for 5 at 7, runway 02, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 02, cleared for takeoff, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
All right, we'll just assume 5,000, otherwise we wouldn't query. Wonder if you could ask. Nope, can't.
Airspeed's alive.
50%. Toga. Thrust set.
80 knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate. V2.
I think it's a great flying bird, guys. I think it flies well. I think the sounds are adequate now. You're up. That's what it sounds like with the Rolls Royces. I know that for a fact. Go. Lower the nose. Start our turn.
New Zealand 659 Heavy. Contact Christchurch departure 126.1.
Contact Christchurch departure 126.1, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
And flaps up.
Christchurch departure, New Zealand 659 Heavy, 3,000 feet.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, Christchurch departure. Good day identified. Climb to 12,000 feet.
Climb to 12,000 feet, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
12,000 set. Remember, you got 210 until this point right here. And we've got that program coming to 12,000. VNAV, LNAV. Good. Take a look outside. We got it trimmed up to 210 here. Transition altitude is 13, guys. For 2992, well, 1013. All right, here comes our turn point. Here we go. us to keep our speed back. Now I might have had to leave the flaps at 1 if I was a little heavier, but because it's so light I was able to do this whole maneuver clean. Air New Zealand 659. There's no paint job for Air New Zealand. Wish there was. That'd be cool. I love that black and white paint job. Shut up, Captain. All right. But where are we supposed to maintain 2210 till is GAN, the next point? All right. Why don't we do that? Why don't we actually fly the airplane? Yeah, it's for those of you who follow me, this is my ultimate test. I've done it with pretty much every airplane, bringing it into Queenstown on the RNAV approach runway 5. Sometimes we use FSI panel, sometimes say intentions, and today I'm using Beyond ATC, and so far it's very cool with the accents and the taxi.
New Zealand 659 heavy, contact New Zealand Centre 119.2.
Contact New Zealand Centre 119.2, New Zealand 659 heavy. New Zealand Centre, New Zealand 659 heavy, good day, out of 9,700 feet for 2,000 feet direct Mukvo.
Stop my turn.
New Zealand 659 heavy, New Zealand Centre identified. Climb to flight level 240.
Climb to flight level 240, New Zealand 659 heavy.
240. Cheating. I was looking over at my 240 set. It's accelerating now. We're above. We're past that 210 point. Picking up our course. Accelerating. We can go right past 250, all the way to climb speed. About 10. I probably should ding them out of 10, right? Our takeoff checklist is complete. Nice flying airplane. Not that I'm doing a great job flying it, but it's a very nice flying airplane. What I like about PMDG, they go through great lengths to make the power settings accurate. These EPR airplanes, that's not easy to do. I know from working on the TFDI project how difficult the EPR engines are to get right.
New Zealand 865 Lima, contact Christchurch approach 128.75. Contact Christchurch approach 128.75, New Zealand 865 Lima.
All right, there we are, picking up the outbound. And it's 13,000. We're coming up out of transition altitude here. I think I'll put the autopilot on here. Start looking at the approach. There's 13. Set the altimeters 2992. Standard. Looks good. Get the lights off. I guess we need to tell this guy to, that looks good. We go here. I don't know why he didn't check in. Let's see. Maybe it's someone else. Fly around a little bit. Do some of this check stuff. Rolls Royces. There's a gear up there. Very cool. Rolls Royces. Beautiful New Zealand. Absolutely beautiful country. Wait till you see Christchurch. If you haven't been there, you're going to enjoy this. Very cool going in there. Out of 18, lights are all out. Altimeters are all set. We are definitely complete. Let's look at the checklist. Our takeoff checklist is complete. And we can start briefing up the approach. call ready for descent when we get out there. When will we be ready for descent? Let me see here. Top of climb.
New Zealand 077 Mike, New Zealand Center, expect Kumbo 1 Bravo, runway 20.
Expect Convoy 1 Bravo, runway 20, New Zealand 077 Mike.
LROV 4 Alpha, right there.
New Zealand 973 Lima QNH 1027, expect the RNAV Bravo, runway 00 with the LMAX transition.
LROV
QNH 1027, expect the RNAV Bravo, runway 00 with the LMAX transition. New
LROV
Zealand 973 Lima.
Kazlu.
New Zealand 973 Lima, 75 miles from LMAX. Turn left, heading 210, maintain 3,500 feet until established on the final approach course.
10 and
Clear
12.
RNAV Bravo, runway 00.
Good, wait to see this approach here.
Turn left, heading 210, 3,500 feet until established. Cleared RNAV Bravo, runway 00, New Zealand 973 Lima.
RNAV.
New Zealand 077. Mike QNH 1027, expect the RNAV Bravo, runway 00 with the LMAX transition.
QNH 1027, expect the RNAV Bravo, runway 00 with the LMAX transition. New Zealand 077 Mike.
Why don't we go here?
New Zealand 077 Mike, descend to 6,000 feet, QNH 1027.
Just to say we did it, right guys?
Descend to 6,000 feet. QNH 1027.
All right, so then the
New
Babu
Zealand
is there,
077 Mike.
and we've got these points here.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, contact New Zealand Center 120.9er. Bye-bye.
Contact New Zealand Center 120.9er, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
There we go.
New Zealand Center, New Zealand 659 Heavy, flight level 240.
New Zealand 659, Heavy New Zealand Center, identified.
I think I'm going to put in 240 with the final guys. Index. Performance. 240. I didn't like that one, huh? Little devil. Do it under VNAV probably, right? That's why. 240. Been a while. Too many different airplanes I'm flying. And descent, transition. Yeah, let's descend nice and slow for this RNAV. Show you why here. RNAV 05. Departure arrival. There we go. RNAV Foxtrot 05. Hotel Yankee, that's a problem. They don't match up, do they? 577 and Sarda. .581, 523, 527. Let's take a look at these, see if we can find the one that's in there. Yeah, that's that one. Let's put in one that's more specific, and we'll try to get that approach and see this one. Nope. RNAV 5. Ababu. LRAV 4 Alpha. That's what we wanted. Put in the wrong one. That was a generic on 577 started TPEC. All right, on board. Hey, now I'm happy. Now I'm happy. And that one would be right there. Right there, Ambu at 3100. So you can see that's a beautiful arcing approach through the mountains. Let's find out what the weather is here. Not bad. I don't think they have an ATIS. MEDAR. Pretty much calm winds, runway 2, favoring 2. Broken, yeah. No excuses there. We'll use brakes 3, short runway. That is something to talk about here. 5,800, we wouldn't come in here. 5,800 foot runway, displace threshold, turn around at the end. This taxiway, I don't think we'll be able to go on that. We'll come in and we'll backtrack and clear at Alpha 4. This taxiway, it doesn't really say. Runway 5 final approach, high terrain, north, yep, a lot of high terrain everywhere, which you'll see going in. But by the way, if we have to go around, there it is, pretty complicated. Take a look at this. Approach chart, RNAV 5. Put it down here. Look at that. Fly around this mountain. There's actually a visual approach. I should show you that. You got circuit procedure. Look at that. If you're visual.
Jetstar 285, contact New Zealand Centre, 129.3.
They could tell you to do the circuit procedure. You just fly around
Contact
this mountain.
New Zealand Centre,
and fly around that mountain, that hill. Make your way
Jetstar
back
285.
in. And that's done, I think, at 9,000 feet. Is that true? No, it doesn't really say. All right, so I consider the approach to be adequately briefed. Just going to do it formally now. Okay, so this will be the RNAV 5 runway, Zulu runway at Queenstown. We've checked all the points. We're going down to minimums, which ought to take me about an hour to set. RNP is 0.3. I've got to set 125 in the box. 23.24. Let's take an hour to do that. 23.24. Pull it way off to the side. Getting there. 23. 23.24. Looking good. We also
New Zealand 659 heavy. Contact New Zealand Centre 129.3.
That's for us. Transition level.
Contact New Zealand Centre 129.3. New Zealand 659 heavy. Have a good day.
13 on the climb.
New Zealand Centre, New Zealand 659 heavy. Flight level 240.
New Zealand 659 heavy, New Zealand Centre. Radar contact.
To the mountains we go. I have no reason to believe that this will do anything but a great job. It's a tough transition to land, guys. It really is. It's not an easy thing. We have to go this approach. I'll try to do the circuit, come around, and I'll humble myself, and we'll go from there. So I did drop the Queenstown scenery pack into my file from Queenstown. I got the INI build. You guys have that INI manager. My product. So I do have the Queenstown INI build right here, but it's only for 2020. So I dropped that one into my 2024 scenery pack. I doubt it's going to work from on the other side, Queenstown. This is my 2022, my 2024, and I just dropped it in there. Hopefully it works. Do performance. Let's see, landing, runway, 5, import, 3024 is the altimeter. It says, the winds are pretty much calm. Calculate, landing distance 5,800 feet, so 5830, 5850. Yeah. Should be kind of interesting here. But we'll get it done. We're not scared. maybe a little bit. All right, so let's do some of the descent checklists. We'll be going here shortly. Recall, looks good. No notes, auto brakes in 2. Landing data is completed. Approach brief was not my most professional briefing, but it's complete. We'll keep the altimeter page up. We got to remember at 15 is our transition level. Let's see if we can get some ATIS information. We'll just assume that we got it when we looked at the weather just then. Winds are 350 at 4 on runway 2, so pretty much calm winds. Clear skies, 1025, 1025. So we could preset that if we wanted, but we'll just do it on the descent. You go to the overhead and turn up the lighting just a bit. That's a little better. I should have done that at the beginning. You guys know how that works? That's your master lighting. Anything that is on the white dot, I think there's 9 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10. It looks like 10 of them. As long as it's on the white dot, this will adjust it. Anyone that's not on the white dot will be not adjusted. You'll have to use an individual rheostat. Kind of a cool feature. We tended to adjust our own Captain FO, our own lighting over here, just because sometimes the FO liked it a little less bright, or vice versa. I love the graphics on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Pretty fantastic. Top of descent, take a look. That's 80 miles, which is 10 minutes we're doing. We're doing 7 miles a minute, so that's probably more like 11 minutes because it's about 70 miles. 7 miles a minute, yeah, about 10 or 11 minutes. So I would make a PA to the people. What would I say? Ladies and gentlemen, it's Captain Richard. We'll be starting our descent in approximately 10 minutes. Get a need to get out of your seat. This will be a last opportunity to do so. We're landing at Queenstown, beautiful Queenstown, on the approach through the mountains. It'll be very scenic outside. Right now there are calm winds. It's presently 7 degrees Celsius, about 45 degrees Fahrenheit. It's been our pleasure serving you here at Air New Zealand. Look forward to seeing you in the near future. Father Time's out.
New Zealand 607, contact Queenstown approach 122.905.
Contact Queenstown approach 122.905, New Zealand 607.
Jetstar 285, New Zealand Centre, expect MPAC 2, Charlie runway 03.
Expect MPAC 2, Charlie runway 03, Jetstar 285.
Scam Kilo Mike, New Zealand Centre, expect Abdom for Alpha, runway 05.
Expect Abdom for Alpha, runway 05, 6 Kilo Mike.
Vic Scam Kilo Mike, contact Queenstown approach 122.905.
Contact Queenstown approach 122.905, Saxcam Kilo Mike.
You could call ready for descent, approach, request arrival, runway change, direct 2, submit turbulence, fire rep, very cool. I'll call ready for descent here in just a minute. A few minutes actually. And if they clear us for that LROV what is it, 5 Alpha? Route 4 Alpha. We're cleared down to 10 to send via to send down to Route 10. Put 10 in the window, but if they clear us for the RNAV approach, we can go put in all the way down to minimums, which is 24, 23, 24. Oh, I know what I need to do. Prog page 4. Whenever you do an RNAV, you got to put in whatever the RNP is. Hey, should be on here. I guess it's not thinking it's an RNAV approach. If that's something different, maybe they don't have that on here. No, should be an RNAV for the vertical track error. Let me try 125. Yeah, it's not working here. Should be in there, because we did select an RNAV. RNAV whiskey. Now, which one do we select? It's Christchurch, guys. You should have told me that. Yeah, RNAV, I'm not sure why. Yeah, it doesn't matter. No matter what, we're doing this approach that's in the box. I know that's not real professional, but that's how we're going to handle it. I want to mess with some of the views. I really love on 2020 now. I have the camera view. What is it? What is the name of that camera program? Anyway, I just bought it, and it's really cool. But this one, let's have a little fun here. Wing flex, left wing.
CDXE X-Ray Zulu, New Zealand Center. Expect radar vectors, runway 11 left.
The bird.
Expect radar vectors, runway 11 left. ZKDXD X-Ray Zulu. New Zealand 659, Heavy New Zealand Center. Expect LRU 4 Alpha, runway 05.
Oh, I gotta answer him.
Expect LRU 4 Alpha, runway 05, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
Search X-Ray Delta, New Zealand Center. Expect LRU 4 Alpha,
These are the
runway 05.
pre-programmed external
Expect
and
LRU 4
showcase.
Alpha, runway 05 is the correct X-Ray Delta.
Just going over all the PMDG settings here. There they all are. Pretty cool. These are the ones that PMDG has put in here, the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, very cool. All right, enough of that nonsense, guys. Had a little fun with that, didn't we? Getting close to starting down here. Move the range down to 40. There we are, so about 5 minutes to our top of descent. Going over here kind of slow, I know that, guys. Hello, my people. Got a little bit of drift in my controller. Probably for my age, it's going to be a little drift.
Jetstar 285, MEPAC 2. Charlie, runway 03. Report ready for descent.
MEPAC 2. Charlie, runway 03, ready for descent. Jetstar 285.
We'll be done with this video probably in about
Jetstar
40 minutes.
285, descend to flight level
And I got to go do Mother's
190.
Day. Got a cake,
Descend
balloons.
to flight level 190. Jetstar 285.
I think I'm going to change the keyboard here. I think I'm still on settings, controls, keyboard on 2024 keyboard. I prefer 2020.
Squid X-ray Delta, you were assigned flight level 400. I show you at flight level 389er. Climb to flight level 400.
Roger, climb to flight level 400. Is that correct, X-ray Delta?
There we go. Yeah, that was my first clue, is that my keyboard wasn't working. My key that went side to side. The only reason I'm staying on the 2020 keyboard is because I'm going back and forth between 2020 and 2024 in my little presentations. So those of you who follow me, you know that I took a few months off to take care of my mom, who fell and broke her hip. She turned 89
New
the other
Zealand
day.
659 Heavy,
we are.
Elbow 4 Alpha, runway 05. Report ready for descent.
Elbow 4 Alpha, runway 05.
Elru 4 Alpha, runway 05, call when ready, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
Good. Well, maybe I'll try to use the approach change stuff to do it. If they give us not the approach we want, we'll play with that a little bit on Beyond ATC. So I love the traffic on Beyond ATC. CAN profile like this, it works fantastic. I love the accents. You know, you got the premium package. I love the taxi diagram. I really like it. The AI, it can get a little better for declaring an emergency or mayday or requesting a vector or like direct to just talking freely on the radio. Probably saying tension's a little better there. I love FSI panel, 2020 and 2024 for pre-CAN scenarios. They actually have this one. I didn't do today because it's been a while since I did Beyond ATC, and I own it and I love it, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I owe these guys a little bit of airtime, not that they care, but I do. So let's start our descent.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, descend to 10,000 feet, QNH 1025.
Descend to 10,000 feet, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
10,000. Remember, 15 is our transition altitude. Here it is, and off we go. I know it's early, guys, but I'm going to set up the lights, really get a blast, and it's going to be a tight little field here. You got my GPU stuff. I leave this up here so you guys can help me out if you see some way I can, if the FPS drops off or something. I don't know much about it, but here's something that's a little bit bothersome. You see how we're at idle power here? We were at idle power.
Jetstar 285, descend to 2,800 feet, QNH 1025.
One of my friends is flying this a lot.
QNH 1025.
Said it's a little slick. What I do notice is you've got to bring your at-home throttles to idle when you go into the profile descent. At-home throttles to idle. Now this is getting a little below the profile. Why is that? We're in VNAV, LNAV. Maybe it's because it didn't like it that I brought the throttles back. We'll see if it comes up. Let me bring my at-home throttles up a little. That's going to be a problem if we start doing our approach, right? Let me bring my
ZKD-XC, X-ray Zulu, radar vectors, runway 1 left. Report ready for descent.
I'm going to bring the power up a little.
Radar vectors, runway 1 left, ready for descent. ZKD-XC, X-ray Zulu.
Start driving in here and see if I can get it to intercept.
X-ray Zulu, Wanaka, landing runway 1 left. Wanaka, landing runway 1 left, ZKD X-ray Zulu.
It's coming down, I'm hoping.
ZKD-XC's X-ray Zulu, contact Wanaka. Traffic approach 120.1. Contact Wanaka, traffic approach 120.1, ZKD-XC's X-ray Zulu.
Here it comes.
Zixka Kilo Alpha, New Zealand Center. Expect up 4 Alpha, runway 05.
I'm expecting it to
Expect
intercept.
updam 4 Alpha, runway 05, Zixka Kilo Alpha.
Alright, that's good. Had me nervous because you really can't fly an RNAV if it's not tracking
Zixka
that.
Kilo Alpha, contact Queenstown approach 122.905.
No, it's...
Contact Queenstown approach 122.905, Zixka Kilo Alpha.
I'm going to let the speed hang up there, guys. It's a little slick in the descent. Probably a little too slick. You end up having to cycle the speed brakes a lot. I'm not worried about it because that's not a mandatory speed that I'm trying to hold. But yeah, like, you should not have to do this. But I'm going to meter the speed brakes to get that speed to come back, to maintain it. If I were to bring my throttles back, it's going to drop below the vertical track indicator. That's not right. So let me do something here. I'm going to bring my throttles back. Speed brake extended. Yep.
Correct the X-ray Delta, LROV 4 Alpha, runway 05.
Throttles back.
Report ready for descent.
LROV 4 Alpha, runway 05, ready for descent. Correct the X-ray
Now I'm
Delta.
going to bring my speed brakes back up.
Correct the X-ray Delta, descend to 10,000 feet.
Very easily
1025.
be able to maintain
Descend
that
to 10,000 feet, correct the X-ray Delta.
vertical track indicator and maintain 265, but it's not. That is what's programmed here. All right, let me get the approach speed. We'll go flaps 30, by the way. 125, that's nice and light. Okay, it's maintained the vertical track indicator now. Intercepting. Remember, it's got a Baku on here between 10 and 12, below 12, above 10. The FSI panel profile for this one ends up having you hold at, where is it? Oh, I think it was back there, LRUB. They end up having you hold and then come in and very possibly go around on the runway. It's pretty challenging. Today we'll probably just get right in if I don't mess it up. I think you'll enjoy the approach. It's pretty cool. Now we are cleared below the transition, which is 15. You know that you can set the transition altitude here. In the real aircraft, let's see. There it is. The real aircraft, it's transition altitude. But on the climb, usually you can set the transition
New Zealand
level.
659 heavy, contact Queenstown approach 122.905.
It's on forecast.
Contact Queenstown
level.
approach 122.905, New Zealand 659 heavy.
There it is right there, guys, 15 on the descent.
Queenstown
page.
approach, New Zealand 659 heavy, flight level 166 with information Mike.
New Zealand 659 heavy Queenstown approach, QNH 1025, expect the RNAV Yankee runway, 05 with the Ibabu transition.
QNH 1025, expect the RNAV Yankee runway 05 with the Ibabu transition, New Zealand 659 heavy.
RNAV Yankee, hey, who's better than us? If not, we could have requested a runway change on beyond ABC. All right. Staying right on the VTI. We're below 15. You see the altimeter is prompting, so I should be able to press B. Get rid of standard. 1025. 025 set. Altimeter set. Descent checks complete. Speed brakes will get later. Told us to expect that approach. There's our approach right there. I'm telling you, it's an exciting one. Now, this thing called 2 buttons, 2 windows that I use. So when they clear us for the approach, we'll set in 2 buttons are LNAV, VNAV. And 2 windows are the altitude. We set in our DA and our speed intervene here. There's no real speeds on the approach. Let's see, might have lied just then. Let's see here. No, there really aren't, but you want to be slow going through there. It's a tight little turn, real tight turn.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, cleared direct Ibabu, cross Ibabu at or above 10,000 feet. Cleared RNAV Yankee runway 05.
Cleared direct Ibabu, cross Ibabu at or above 10,000 feet. Cleared RNAV Yankee runway 05, New Zealand 659 Heavy.
All right, so we're setting in 2324. 2330 is set. Okay, so we're set. 2 buttons, right? That's LNAV, VNAV, 2 windows minimums, speed intervene, and that's it. We're set for the approach. We're on the VTI. I wonder if this has it in here now. Prague, page 4. You're supposed to be able to change it. Vertical track error. Yeah, you're supposed to be able to change it to 125.
Queenstown approach, CCAM side Charlie India. Good day. 3,000 feet. We have Mike on board.
Scamity Charlie India, Queenstown approach. Good day, QNH 1025. Expect the RNAV Yankee runway 05 with the Ibabu transition.
QNH 1025, expect the RNAV Yankee runway 05 with the Ibabu transition. ZKM site Charlie India.
Touchdown zone elevation. Airport is 1171, so we are below 10,000. So we want to come up here and cycle, sterilize the cabin. Flight attendants prepare for landing, please. Lights are all on. Descent checks complete. I'm going to bring the speed back. We'll get down around 210 for this final approach portion, for this turn. Give ourselves a fighting chance. And we got to get down below 255 before we can go to flaps 2-1. And there's 10. Below 255, flaps 1. Next speed is 245 for flaps 5. Into the mountains we go. Pretty darn cool. Ultimate test here, PMDG. There's 235. Let's go flaps 5. Give ourselves plenty of drag here. Yeah, I don't like, if you take a look at the box here, NZQH on fix, NZQN. We're 20 miles out. And you want to be nice and tight when you make this turn in here. You don't want to be flailing. So it takes a little longer because you're going to go slower, but you can make sure that you have the turn radius available to yourself, especially in the weather. So 230, let's go flaps 15. Make sure we get plenty of drag here. Yeah, if you came smoking in here at 250, the autopilot off. I don't know what that was, guys. I don't know what I did wrong there, but I did something. You can see it's kind of a left and a right when you make this final approach here. You come up over the FAF at 3100. Then your big left-hand turn up the river, up the inlet here. Here we are right there. And then a right-hand turn to that tiny runway. Like I said, we don't fit on that other taxi, so we're going to have to do a 180 and backtrack. Brakes are being warmer. It's pretty chilly down there. It's only 40-something degrees, but should be okay with that. I think I'll set this runway up here. 0. What is the runway heading here? 053, in case we go missed approach. If we go missed, we'll, why don't we do that circuit just to have a little fun. Right on the VTI. It's happy with the drag. Look outside. Hello to my New Zealand friends. Yeah, we'll go into the terminal and we'll see if that package took. The real test will be the tower. If the tower doesn't have any control panels. We're going up in here, guys. Then we'll know it didn't work. I doubt it worked. Just having a little fun. Boys just like to have fun.
Kilo Alpha, descend to 10,000 feet, QNH 1025.
180's fine.
Descend to 10,000 feet, QNH 1025.
You kind of want to be completely figured at all, Beg. Let's get gear down.
All aircraft be advised information, November now current, QNH 1025.
Gear's still transiting. Once I get down below that and we're below 185, which we are, we'll go flaps 25. Arm the speed brakes. And speed below 170, flaps 30. Checklist. Let's go 125. Definitely want to be slowed down here for this little maneuver. Put in 130, guys. All right, gear flap before landing checklist is complete. Should be sending us the tower.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, established on final approach.
New Zealand 659 Heavy, roger.
They'll send us over the tower somewhere in here, I guess. All right, gears down, flaps down, all's looking good. We'll hand fly it when we get up here. I love it. Love it, man. Let's see if there's engine sounds. All right, go up there and make our big turn up here. Nothing to do but land. See how we do. And go be a son. Yeah, I got my 89-year-old mother for Mother's Day. Of course, I got to honor my wife and my daughter-in-law. Moms are the best, aren't they, guys? They are the best. Got to take good care of them now. Sure you take care of your moms. Let's check out our approach plate. Here we are. Mumbo at 31. And then we'll come up and make our big turn around the hill. This is the hill, we do the circuit around out here. Like this, the runway's up in here. Take off, go around that one, go around another one, on in. So take the circuit, you come around that one, left-hand turn, figure 8, right-hand turn, back in here and do it again. Very cool. All right, let's see how it hand flies. Autopilot's off. Just going to stay in the bars, nothing fancy here. Yeah, it's pretty well trimmed up by the autopilot. I don't know why I had such a tough time before.
New Zealand 659, heavy contact Queenstown Tower, 118.1.
Over to Tower 118.1, New Zealand 659 heavy.
Using up my premium
Queenstown
carrot.
Tower, New Zealand 659 heavy, RNAV Yankee runway 05.
New Zealand 659 heavy, Queenstown Tower, wind 005 at tree, runway 05 cleared to land.
Runway 05 cleared to land, New Zealand 659 heavy.
2500.
Yeah, it's trimmed up pretty much hands off, flying nice. If you look at the final approach speed, yeah, around 50% because we're in kind of a big descent here. Remember, it's going to go pitch up at pretty high altitude, 23, 24, which is 1,000 feet above the ground or more. So we'll go flight directors off at that point. Just hand fly it in. All right, there's the FAF crossing at 3100, flying the final approach course. So runway up here, guys. Yeah, so the circuit, it's around that hill, then around this hill back in. It's very cool. You can imagine doing this in the weather, how exciting it would be. You guys are enjoying this. We're into it for about an hour 20. Yeah, maybe about an hour 20 something. Plenty of time to celebrate Mother's Day. You guys have Mother's Day on today in all the other countries? I'm sure you honor your mother.
Tower, Sikorsky Kilo Alpha, RNAV Yankee runway 05.
6 Kilo Alpha, Queenstown Tower, continue.
Wilco's, Casca Kilo Alpha.
All right. Flight directors are off.
Caution, terrain.
Auto throttles.
Caution,
Just doing it visually, guys.
Minimums. Terrain.
Looks like the
Caution,
BTI
terrain.
is still working.
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Now,
Terrain,
taking over, we have
terrain.
visual.
Pull
You
up.
can go over here and do train override.
Terrain. Pull up.
Train override. You don't do that if you're in the weather, right? But if you're in VMC conditions, you can do it. White over white right now. The VTI confirms we're a little bit high. Bringing on around. We'll pick up the Bazzies right as we roll out on final. We should go better with white.
500.
Nice flying airplane product. A little high.
100. Sync
Cross-
rate. Sync rate. 20. 10.
Put it down, Captain. Reverse. Welcome to Queenstown. There's 80. We'll roll it out all the way to the end, guys. Coming out of reverse. Nice. I'll take that landing of this thing. I don't know what happened there. Had a mind of its own, didn't it? We'll turn around at the end. Hopefully stay on the runway.
New Zealand 659 heavy, exit right at Alpha 6.
Exit right at Alpha 6, New Zealand 659 heavy.
No. No, guys, we won't be able to do that. That's for sure. Let's just turn around here. For the outboard engine, which is the number 2, out a little bit of left brake as we do this. It'll work. Nice. Who's better than us? Okay, flaps up. We're going to leave the lights all on while we're on the runway. Yeah, that taxiway couldn't handle us. Let me do this. This. We should leave these on. Absolutely. Start the APU though. Leave the transponder on, leave the brakes on. Right now, this is, you might get a little confused because we wanted us to take the taxiway Alpha 6 back here, but definitely not where we want to go. All right. Checklist. That's all done. Checklist incomplete now. Nope, we're good. Yeah, this taxiway here, I think if you take a look at it. Yeah. That ain't working. That's not working. Unless Alpha 6 is up here. Let me see. Now the Alpha 6, he wanted us to get off there. Yeah, that doesn't work. We'll go Alpha 4 or Alpha 3, see if we can see a gate here. See if we can find one that's open here. Hold on. We park over there near to the left. Maybe get in there. Let's try it. Okay, now we kill the lights. I feel safe. Strobe's off now. Yeah, we'll try parking. What feels safe here? I guess to the right of Qantas.
New Zealand 659 heavy, contact ground 128.9er.
Ground 128.9er, New Zealand 659 heavy.
Oh, someone just popped in there. A little thief. Took my spot. All right. What else can we do? Up here, maybe? All right, we'll try to go all the way up here. Park it up higher. Let me contact ground.
New Zealand 659 heavy, request taxi to assigned gate.
New Zealand 659 heavy, ramp Romeo 5, taxi at pilot's discretion.
Ramp Romeo 5 taxi at my discretion, New Zealand 659 heavy.
All right, guys, we can crash override on. We're just going to park in here. There's no place for us.
Qantas 122, ramp Romeo 6, request pushback.
Move on of the way, little fella. Captain Marvel's coming
Qantas 122, Queenstown Tower, hold position for traffic.
Hold position for traffic, Qantas 122.
All right. Brakes parked. Go to the overhead. Seatbelt sign is off. APU is running. Chop them. Get GSX going here. Press deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
Let's go back to the overhead, do my flow. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. All the hydraulic pumps are off. Fuel pumps are off. And when the engines are fully wound down, we can go beacon off. And we can go to the IRUs up top. Turn those off. We'll go to the FB. Let's get everything going here. This is so much fun. So much fun. Open all doors. We're going to disarm all doors. Open all. Okay. And ground services. Request everyone get out here. Maintenance. You guys too. Everyone, come pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. I'm a very insecure man. Right, let's go outside. Take a look what's going on here. Fly around a little bit.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Looks like that guy finally got out of the way. Did he? Yeah. That'll show him. This is Queenstown. That was the runway we just landed on. Let's go in the terminal. I doubt it took. We'll go in the front door. I know Qantas flies in here, Air New Zealand. Jetstar, Qantas, Virgin Australia, Air New Zealand, of course. No, it just, it doesn't look like it has. The real test would be a tower, right? I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. All right, guys, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Don't forget to subscribe, join Discord. It means a lot to me. You guys are the best.
Passengers deboarding starting.
From Queenstown, New Zealand, Father Time is out. Take care.